Hey everyone, this is Julian from the Binary Lab. The reason why I have this mask on is because a few days ago I posted on my Instagram and Facebook that, it's like, is this nice morning fog and driving to the mountains? No, it's not. It's actually the smog. Dust storm. Anyway, today I've got a very powerful video for you. Today I'm going to be teaching you, how you literally can beat all excuses and all social disadvantages, alright? Some of you want to succeed and you're thinking that it's not fair. This other guy is making all that success because he has a very good circle of friends. And you're wondering well, I don't have all that kind of circle of friends. So how am I going to get ahead? How am I going to level up with, this guy and that guy and so on and so forth? Maybe some of you live in a small town. Maybe if you live in a faraway place. Maybe, some of you are just starting out, wanting to take major action in your life. But the fact of the matter is that, the negative energy of all the people around you, the slum all around you, is taking away you're trying to break it through. But no matter what happens, right, you're just being bogged down. And some people, you may not even be in a slum, kind of a slum, but it could be that there's family members or a spouse that is just sapping your creative energy, your positive energy, and in whatever way you just feel that I just don't have the kind of social surroundings that I want. Today I've got good news for you. I've got a way that you can fix that. All right. So what I'm going to be teaching you today is a mixture of Napoleon Hill training and also a mixture of Bert Goldman training. Bert Goldman is the inventor of something called quantum jumping. Okay, but today I have something different for you. It's a mixture, and I have had experiences about 3 times in my life, where I have been able to hear messages, very powerful messages that greatly influence the way I live my life, even though I did not have connections in certain areas. And how interesting is that? So what you need to do, okay, is, this may sound a little bit bizarre and ridiculous in the first place, and the interesting thing is that when I tried it out, it turned out to be a lot less nonsensical. When I share this with you, basically, if you were to try it out, not try it out, what do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose, okay? Because this is something that you can do before your bed on a daily basis. Some of you find that reading out affirmations is a little bit of a challenge because you don't want your spouse, your sibling who shares the room to think you're crazy, that. And sometimes even that alone prevents you from the affirmation making its work. So today what I have for you is different, but it's also very, very impactful and possibly even more impactful. I don't mean to say that you should not be keeping that 3-month goal in your head and visualizing it. But what I have for you today is going to be a very, very powerful supplement. So enough of me hyping it out. I want to share with you when I tried this out for the first time, right? So basically what you need to do is you need to visualize yourself having a board meeting on a daily basis. If you do not know what is a board meeting, or if you haven't been in a board meeting, think of a TV drama. Google it out, and people sitting at a round table, for instance, and people are just meeting to talk about something. All right, that's basically a board meeting for you. And I want you to visualize. Okay, what we're going to be doing here is that we're going to be inviting very specific people concerning your success to a very dedicated board meeting. And the people that you can invite to this board meeting, it can be anyone who is living or dead. And it may not be even someone that you personally know. Like I said, it can be anyone living or dead, and you can invite these people to that board meeting. Obviously, they're imaginary. For instance, if you want to be like for me, I I would like to, at this point of time, one of the things that I'm pursuing is DJing, right? So for me, uh, I invite someone who is in a Udemy course that I've attended online on DJing, who I think is a really good teacher, and I kind of imagine, like, if he is present, what would he have to say to me on that subject? And let's say if I want to do like business development, okay, I receive a lot of inspiration from Elon Musk. All right, Elon Musk is the owner of Tesla, and if I could invite him to that board meeting, what would he have to say to me on a daily basis? So when I started this out, I mean, these are just two examples. There are more, obviously, but what's really interesting is that I found out the same thing as what Napoleon Hill found out, is that in the beginning it's all imaginary and it's all trivial and everything, but once it gets going, it could be on the 4th day, 5th day, it could be in the 2nd week. For me, it was something like the literally like the 6th day, okay, and that was when these characters that you invited to that imaginary board meeting, that I'm just doing this before my bed, are taking on a life of their own. And how interesting is that, So they're taking on a life alone, like sometimes, this guy is turning up late for the meeting. This guy is making an argument with this other guy. It's so funny. And sometimes, I didn't even, like in the first few days, I would be like having certain questions pertaining to my own pursuits in life, and I'm wondering, like, what does this guy think? What's your opinion on this? What's your opinion on this? And then I would kind of imagine, like if it was this person, what would he have to say to me? But later on, it would be like, okay, I'm in that board meeting, I'm just sitting down, I just sat myself down, and this guy's like, hey, Julian, you should be looking at this thing a little bit more. What is wrong with you? So, you get what I'm saying? This is so interesting and powerful. And then, you really want to try it out. Just one more, gotta zigzag a little bit in traffic. So, this is one thing that, now you have no excuse, alright? You have no excuse about, like, oh, I got no social circle. They say that, you're the average of the 5 people around you. But, okay, now your next question is how are we going to have a good image of these people? Wow, you got a great resource that you're watching right now. You're watching me on YouTube. So, like, for what I did, okay, I mean, I knew about Elon Musk because there was a time where a friend of mine on Facebook, and we actually met a couple of Brian Spector. If you're around, I wanna just give a shout out to you. So Brian Spector ever said that the way I speak reminded him of Elon Musk. So I was like, well, I know Elon Musk is the founder of Tesla, but I don't know exactly how he speaks. So I went to check it out, a YouTube video of Elon Musk speaking about his boring company, which, I mean, it sounds like boring, but what he actually meant was to drill into the edge of the earth and to create like a tunnel of transportation network. So I was like, I was kind of blown away. But when I heard him speak, like, I get what Brian meant. There are similarities in the way that we speak. And I was listening to the guy, I was blown away. I'm like, this guy, he thinks very, very deeply about stuff, and I was just very impressed by the way he thinks, and like how far ahead he thinks, and how he's doing it just out of leisure. So what I did in order to assemble my board table of people, if you watch the movie called Death Note, you know that they will say that in order to kind of like curse someone away to death, you need to know his name and his face. Without a name and a face, you can't do anything. You can't write. Even if you wrote the name in the book, it will be useless. That's why L, he was constantly covering his face up. So in this case, all right, like for the people that you wish to invite to your board meeting, what you do is that you watch videos on YouTube about each of them. Or like for those people who are no longer existing in this world, for example, Leonardo da Vinci, you could actually read audiobooks. You could listen to audiobooks about the guy. You could read Wikipedia about what he done, and uh, these are the ways that you can actually get ideas about each and every person and build an understanding of each person's character. And if you are constantly updating your knowledge about the 5 people, for instance, that you invite into your daily board meetings, wouldn't you start to be able to expect what they can think and basically build the personas of their characters? And because these are the people that you look up to, and having them at your board meeting, and when they take a life of their own in your imagination, your subconscious mind is going to create that. Imagine what that can do to you. Some of you may be stranded in a light tower somewhere. Some of you may be living in a desert. Some of you may be on a farm where you don't have any social life outside of your family until it's the weekend on a market day. Some of you could be, in a very in a place where you're living in a foreign land, you don't speak the language, and you're there only because you're doing work, and you're wondering, well, you're stuck in a funk. You're not stuck anymore. So try this out. You'll be very, very impressed with the experience that you get, and if anything at all, okay, it's going to help you go to sleep a lot better. Some of you have insomnia. Some of you, your brain has trouble going to rest. Well, this is a before bedtime activity, and when it comes down to it, you just doze off anyways. But when you doze off with these thoughts happening before your bedtime, okay, it's been said that when you think of something for a few seconds, it becomes like when something is passing your brain as a thought, and then if you think for X amount of seconds, it becomes a conscious thought, and then X amount of time passes, it becomes, it goes into your subconscious as well, and with all these things happening, what do you think you're going to dream about? What kind of problems pertaining to yourself, your business, your family, your health are you going to solve in your sleep? How many mysteries about you are you going to crack in your sleep? How many aha moments are you going to get when you start to follow this technique? So guys, please follow it, try it out, alright? Give me your comments below. Bye for now.